Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So sorry the lighting is not that best. I'm using natural lighting. It is very cloudy outside. So for today's video, I have my anticipated releases for the month of January. February, I know they passed, but I want to talk about the books I'm really interested in reading, and I don't know if I might buy them or I would see if they're available on Libby or try to find them try to find the ebook and see if I could get them for like $5-6. Okay, so first up we have The Stolen Heir, and I already bought this one. So we have this by Holly Black. So I put a little like a little like snippet where from the synopsis it caught my attention, or if it didn't have like a tiny bold snippet, I'll pick the most interesting part of that whole thing. So for this one, it's set 9 years after the events of the Queen of Nothing. The Stolen Heir is the first book in a thrilling new duology that brings readers back into the world of Elsa. Jude's brother Prince Oak takes the spotlight alongside runaway Queen Seren as they band together to embark on a deadly and dangerous quest. So this one was released on January 3rd, 2023. So this one caught my attention, but I feel like I can't read it until I read the Cruel Prince trilogy. And then we have A Guide to Being Just Friends by Sophie Sullivan. So this was released on January 17, 2023. So we have when Haley and Beth find each other in a disastrous meet cute that wasn't even intended for them. They embarrassingly go their separate ways, but when Wes finds Haley to apologize for his behavior, they strike up a friendship. Because that's all this can be. Haley doesn't want any distraction, and Wes doesn't want to fall in love. I'm very excited to read this. I'm gonna see if I get it off Libby. If not, I might have to buy it. And then The Final Offer by Lauren Asher, released on the 30th of January. So this is a second chance romance. To receive my inheritance, I was tasked with spending a summer at the family lake house before selling it. The request was simple in theory, until my entire plan blew up on the very first day. Turns out Lana doesn't just live at the house, but claims she owns it. Alea falling in love with Alan Kane was a mistake. He told me so before destroying my heart and our friendship 6 summers ago. When he promised to never come back, I foolishly believed him. And then we have Finley Donovan Jumps Again. So this is a mystery one. This was released on the 31st of January. So Danny, abs, diapers, and dodging bullets. Who said single moms can't have fun? I think that's all it has to say. This is the third book in the Finley Donovan series. I have yet to read the first 2 books. Then we have Weekend Vampire by Mike Chang. So this was released also on the 31st of January. But Ian uncovers Louise's true identity. Things get dangerous, especially when he asks her for the ultimate favor, one that goes beyond just family, one that might change everything vampires know about life and death forever. Vampires, what more can I say? Then Too Loath to Love by Ali Hazelwood. I already bought 2 versions of these. It's 3 books in one, so under one roof is an environmental engineer discovers that a scientist should never cohabitate with her when she finds herself stuck with a roommate from hell who's a lawyer and won't leave the thermostat alone. Stuck with You, a civil engineer, and her nemesis take their rivalry and love to the next level when they get stuck in a New York elevator. And then we have Below Zero, a NASA aerospace engineer, frozen heart as she lies injured, stranded at a remote Arctic research station, and only person willing to undertake the dangerous rescue mission is her longtime rival. This released the 2nd of February. Then we have Secretly Yours. I have already read this by Tessa Bailey. Here we have Haley Welch. Fell hard for Julian Voss at 14 after they almost kissed in the dark in the vineyard of his family winery. Now the protege Hardy has returned to their small Napa town when Haley is hired to revamp the garden at the Voss estate. She wonders if she finally get that smooch. But the grumpy professor isn't a teenager she remembers, and their polar opposite personalities clash spectacularly. So this was released on the 2nd of February as well. Then we have Twisted by Emily McGee. This is dark romance. So if you don't like dark romance, I wouldn't recommend it. This was released on the 7th of February. I think this is part of a series, but I'm only going to read this specific book because it's the only book that caught my attention. Comes dark and delicious refractured fairy tale reimagined of Aladdin. She is his diamond in the rough. He is her worst nightmare. Yeah, very excited for that one. Then we have Jasper Vale by Genevieve Perry. So this is part of a series. I have to read the other 3. I want to say unless they're standalones, but I also hear a ton of things about this series being hyped up. So yeah, until one night, until after one weekend in Las Vegas, she comes home married to a stranger, Eloise Aiden. This released on the 7th of February. Then Not Your Ex Hex by April Asher, February 7th. It was released. We have in April Asher's next supernatural single novel, Not Your Ex's Hex. A one-night stand between a willful witch and a broody half-demon conquers an adventure that wouldn't be complete without several magical mishaps. What's not to like about that? Then we have Just My Type by Fallen Ballard. She has the other book called Lease on Love. I need to read that one as well. But this released on the 7th of February as well. To win the job of her dreams, a relationship-prone journalist needs to learn how to stay single in this heartwarming, hilarious new romantic comedy from the beloved author of Lease on Love. Then we have Twice for My Life by Annette Christie. This was also released on the 7th of February. So we have Can One Little Lie Lead to a Big Second Chance? Yeah, that's the only part that caught me, but I believe it's her ex. I don't know if it's ex-boyfriend or ex-husband. I think he gets into an accident. He forgets a few years and he thinks they're still together, so she plays along, but the brother finds out that and tells her not to do that, then it's gonna mess things up. Ruby Spencer's Whiskey by Rachel Below. This released on the 14th of February. When a 30-something American food writer moves to a Scottish village for 1 year to fulfill her dream of writing a cookbook, she finds more than inspiration when she meets a handsome Scottish man she can't resist. Then we have Miles Ever After by T.L. Swan. So this was released, I think recently. So this is part of the Miles High series. So we have the Stopover, the Takeover, the Casanova, and the Do-Over. So this is like an extended epilogue for each of those books all in one. I have read this. I loved it to pieces. Ugh. I love the Stopover was hilarious. The Takeover was so sweet and wholesome. The Casanova was heartbreaking too. So heartbreaking. It has trigger warnings. Then we have the Do-Over. That one is also so heartwarming and funny. I would recommend the whole series. Too Wrong to Be Right by Melanie Johnson. So this was released on the 28th of February. So we have, so right here it says, after her late jerk of a boyfriend, ditches her with his pet hedgehog, Florence Kate Kowalski is done chasing Mr. Wrong With two best friends moving on to more serious relationships, she is ready to start repeating the same mistake that is leaving her stuck in the single lane. Armed with a list of qualities for her perfect Mr. Right, Kate swears off dating until she finds him. The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest. A shy bookworm enlists her charming neighbor to help her square date, not knowing he's the obscure author she's been corresponding with in this sparkling and heartfelt flutter romance by Christina Forrest. This released on the 28th. A Witch's Guide to Fake Data Demon by Sarah Hawley, March 7th. So we have Morel Sparks knows not to trust a demon, especially one that wants her soul. But what's a witch to do when he won't leave her side? And what kind of doesn't want him to? Let's say. Those are all the books between January and February that I really want to get into. And honestly, out of the whole list, I've read Secretly Yours and Miles Ever After. I would say that's kind of good. Some of these I have to read a few books before I could get to the actual book. So like The Stolen Heir, I need to read the co-print. For the final offer, I need to read Terms and Conditions. I need to finish reading Terms and Conditions. And then for Jasper Vale, I have to read three books and a novella before I could get to this one. Just not my type. Least on Love. But yeah, I will be doing one for March, April. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.